in my first two initial attempts, I could not clear prelims. The reason was, as sir told all of you, that I was lagging in consistency. I used to study, but the angle of consistency was missing in my preparation.
This is the Portuguese map where there are the important sites of the Portuguese. So GS1 you revise in 15 days, GS2 15.
Answer writing is not about what you know, it is about what is asked. And what mistake I was making is I used to write what I know. And the primary reason was I did not have my notes consolidated. I could not structure my answers in proper manner. Otherwise, I could have also scored more than 400 marks in GS.
What exactly was your mindset? Because to put in around 10 to 11 hours continuously even during this period.
For me, means I never made this exam larger than my life, but I thought that if I am giving this attempt, then I should give it honestly. What I feel is, suppose now there is a news about electoral bond. UPSC is going to ask the question only for 10 marks or 15 marks. So on a particular topic, say electoral bond, as we were discussing, you should make notes only for 4 pages, and that fourth page is also it will also work as buffer, because at max you are going to read only 3 pages.
So good evening all of you. It would be appreciated if you can turn on your cameras. It would be great to put the faces to the names. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So guys, the theme of today's webinar is how to make the effective use of the next 3 months. If you are preparing for 2025, and if 2025 is going to be your first attempt, and the next 3 months or the time till the November is going to be very crucial, not just from the perspective of the syllabus completion, but also from the perspective of having your own notes and understanding the basics of the answer writing. If you are a veteran who has already given at least one attempt and who couldn't clear this year's prelims and who is preparing for the next year, okay, for them, this period is the best opportunity to consolidate your notes, to understand the basics, or to build upon your answer writing strategy. Okay, and to apart from the consolidation of the notes, it is the time where you get the time to refer to the topper's notes and to the value addition. So these 3 months specifically are most crucial with not just with respect to your GS, but with respect to your optional as well. So specifically, if I am to tell you about the Pritesh, last year he was in Pune. He used to come to our office, used to study from there on. So the one thing I can tell you about him is his sincerity. He used to sit there in our classroom for 3 or 4 hours continuously. Okay, the normal aspirants they wake up in 1 hour or maximum 1.5 hour. Okay, but he used to continuously sit for 4 hours, then take a break of maximum 20 minutes, and then he used to start his next 4 hour of the session. Okay. I don't know he has brought it here or not, but he has the bunch, this much bunch of the not notes, but the answers which he had written during that time and which he got evaluated and which we discussed. Okay, so that much of the hard work and that much of the dedication is required during this phase. Okay, if you consolidate during this phase, trust me, your the 3 months after the prelims are going to be very smooth for you. Okay, so I won't take much of the time. I will give the stage to the Pritesh. He will elaborate it in detail. Yeah, then I will ask you questions, and after that we'll take the questions from your side. Okay, Pritesh, you can start.
Friends, my name is Pritesh Baviskar, and this was my fourth attempt. So in my first two initial attempts, I could not clear prelims. The reason was, as sir told all of you, that I was lagging in consistency. I used to study, but the angle of consistency was missing in my preparation. Like I used to plan that I will wake up on 7, then I will do modern history up to 9. Like this, I used to make plan. But after certain interval of time, I did not start, means I was not following the routine with consistency. And because of this consistency, it took me 4 attempts to clear this examination. So after my first two failed attempts, I took this examination very much seriously. And in my third attempt, I could clear prelims. When I cleared prelims, I was like, I have won the World Cup for India. And because of that, I did not study anything for 10-15 days after clearing my prelims. And this was my this was my biggest mistake, which I did in my whole preparation phase. And one more thing is, we actually underestimate ourselves. I was like, I have not studied much, and so I will not able to clear this mains. And only because of this underestimation technique, I could not clear mains in that stage. So this was the journey of my 3 attempts. Then the fourth, my best attempt, which gave me a recognition and gave me my opportunity to find my name into the holy PDF. So in that attempt, what happened is, when the mains result came out, I could not find my name in the holy PDF. So I was looking a lucrative opportunity where I could get something and I could improve that score. So somehow I come to know about Shubham sir specifically, and later I could know that he was associated with Civilsdaily. So I had interaction with Shubham sir, and he told me that you have content and you have hold and you have knowledge, and he assured me that if you follow the path which he is going to show me, I will definitely clear this examination. So it took me time to put confidence or to put belief on him. But when I gave my 100% and follow the strategy, what he was saying. So what was happening is, in my first two attempt, for only for modern history, I had followed 3 to 4 resources. Even for geography, I did the same mistake. So sir told me to adhere to only one source. So I stick to that plan only. So after that, what was there in my preparation is, there was a lot of inertia. Means I was like, आज नहीं लिखना है, I will write this thing tomorrow. And because of this, I was lagging in many aspects. But sir told me one thing is that if you want to clear mains with flying color, then you need to write and only write. So under the guidance of sir, I started writing. And when I wrote my first answer today, when I recall that day, it took me 11 to 12 days. Even after failing last mains by 2 marks, I was not able to finish that paper within time when I come to know what UPSC wants from me. So sir told me that with as the time will pass, you will get confidence and you will write answers within the said time limit. So I started the path shown by him, and I put my whole belief on him, and I was writing answers. And as sir told, within the span of 2.5 months, means the result came on 6th of December. I came on Civilsdaily's office on 10th December. And from that, I started preparation for my mains examination. And from that 10th of December to, I guess, up to February end, I was coming regularly to Civilsdaily and I was writing answers. And within the period of this 50-60 days, I have wrote more than 700 to 800 answers. There was a lot of bunch. Today, I forgot to bring those pages, but if you have seen this, then you would have come to know that what kind of efforts I put. And one more thing is about Shubham sir. He is a means he is a blessing in disguise to all of us aspirants. It's your means it is blessing for you that you all come in your first attempt towards himself, because he will not get boredom if you give him 10 or hundreds of answers and ask him to check. He will check those answers very sincerely. And even means this journey is all about frustration. Most of the time, what used to happen is, sir used to say me that there are these mistakes in your answers. Then I was like, क्या यार क्या बकचोदी कर रहे हैं हमेशा. Sir is saying me, sir is never getting satisfied with my answers. And means sir was never getting satisfied with my answers, and I was like, क्या यार क्या लगा के रखा है. But when the mains came and I compared my answers with others, then I come to know his worth, that what he was saying. And only because of him, I think that I could improve my score by 55 marks in second consecutive mains. And the most important thing is, I was basically associated with sir with respect to my optional. And in my paper one, I improved my score by 49 marks. And in my paper two, I could improve my score by 4 marks. So basically, the key is you should write and you should put your hard work with consistency. And what your mentor is saying means, in case of Shubham sir, he has given to UPSC interview, and many of us are his candidates who find their name in Holy PDF. So if he is saying something, then you should follow the path shown by him, because now he knows how to cross this examination. He knows the whole road from A to Z. So I think we should follow his path. So that's thing. And about last 2 months, what I feel is, if you are going to prepare for 2025 attempt, then there are certain things like there should be consolidation of your notes for GS2, GS3 as well as GS4. And you should use only one source. For ethics, you should use only one source. That may be Lukman or DK Balaji search notes. For GS3 also, you should focus on only one source. Then it might be anything, Civilsdaily class notes or any class notes, you can use them. But refer only one source, do value addition. And also, when you are feeling bored, then instead of watching movie or doing anything, just download a copy of Topper from Topper's copy of any institute, and follow those, that how they are structuring their answer, what they are writing, what examples they are using. If you did these things, where means if you did these things daily, I can assure you that next year you will get an opportunity to do a webinar with sir in the Civilsdaily platform. This is from my side.
Okay. So coming to a bit more specific aspects. So now you have 4 months. So let's take August, September, October, and November. Because in December and January, you will be revising and writing the full and test. From February onwards, you will start your prelims. So how would you advise them to utilize this 4 months? Because especially for the two kinds of the aspirants. One, whose 2025 is going to be the first attempt, and they have started their preparation just now, or 1 or 2 months back. Yes. Secondly, for those aspirants who have given previous attempts but could not clear prelims this year. So for both of them, how would you suggest what should be their strategy for the next 4 months, specifically for GS and for SA?
So those who have their first attempt in 2025, they should keep certain things in mind. That is, adhere to only one source, read it holistically, and along with that, follow toppers' answer copies, learn from them, and write answers not on daily basis, but one answer after 2 or 3 days, and evaluate it from sir or from any mentor, and check it, and what suggestions they are giving, try to incorporate them. And along with that, keep one thing in mind, that Rome was not built in a day. So you are not going to write a perfect answer from day one. It will take time. Just you need to believe in your efforts. And when you will put hard work and efforts, then I means it is always said that hard work beats talent. So if you are honest with your efforts, you will get the desired result. And also, to complete the syllabus, you should keep certain things in mind, like your optional. You should complete at least 70 to 80% of your optional by the month of end of November. And also, GS2 should be, means if your optional is PS higher, then you should prepare part 1B along with GS2. And for others, you should also follow the same strategy. Means the portion of GS which is interconnecting with your optional, you should do both things so that you can save your time. And those who have technical background or anthropology, then you should make your own plan. But remember one thing, that at least the basic material of GS2 and GS3 and GS4, you should go through it, and you should have your notes consolidated. If you have not time and you are comfortable with notes of any other topper, then you can follow them. You can adhere to strategy like one topper for one subject. This is also okay strategy. But remember that don't run in market for more than one or two sources. I will say only stick to one source, and do value addition from newspaper or from topper copies which you are reading. So this thing is very much for you to clear examination. And for those who have not cleared prelims and have given earlier attempts, make sure that you have your notes consolidated. And you should write answers from day one itself. Means right now it's 6th of August. So if you started writing answers, 5 answers daily or 3, 4 answers daily, then at the end of November, you will have more than 150 answers getting evaluated by the mentor. And I am damn confident 150 answers means more than 7 tests. And when you write mains test series between pre to mains, right now only options available are 8 or 10 tests. Only in smash mains test series, civils is providing more than 20 tests. But what generally happens is the time span is very much less and we have to prepare optional. So we are able to write only 8 to 10 tests. So it is advisable from my side if you could write 8 or 10 tests from between this 3 month span. And how you should write those, not full length test but 4 or 5 answers a day, and this will ensure confidence. And you should compare your previous answers in the span of pre to mains, and you will be shocked that how much improvements you have made. So these things are from my side.
Okay. So you are putting lot of emphasis on the toppers answers. Okay, during our preparation phase also, we used to compare your answers with the toppers. See
Yes,
how
sir.
we can further consolidate your answers or make your answers better. But apart from the answers, okay, where else or with specifically with the notes, which toppers notes would you suggest? And for which subjects? Just a subject specific toppers notes that you can suggest.
Sir, for world history, I had preferred Shreyans Kumawat sir's notes. Okay. Then for governance part, I used to read from Rushikesh Reddy sir's notes, but right now they are outdated. So you can do value addition from that. I did my value addition from Civilsdaily notes and as well as only IS notes. So I did that thing. And also for GS3, I had followed value addition material of Civilsdaily and completed my all notes. And also for internal security, I had followed Smriti Mishra madam's notes. And for GS4, uh, All India rank 74 rank was there in 2021. I am not able to recall her name, but she has a very elaborative notes, and I followed those notes. Uh, I will
Oh,
when I will recall her name, I will took her name.
okay. And with respect to the consolidation of your notes, what exactly, there is a doubt among the students, what exactly is the consolidation of the notes? So let me just tell you briefly, then Pritesh will go into the detail. Consolidation of the notes basically means you first prepare your notes of the topic. You just add the basic information into it. For example, if it is, let's take any topic of the society. Let's take the first topic only, salient aspect of the Indian society. So you first go through the subtopics of it. You prepare the brief points about it. You make sure that you are making your notes very speciously. So you first prepare your basic notes. Later on, from the test that you will be writing, from the toppers answers that you will be reading, from the toppers notes that you will be referring, you keep on doing the value additions of the keywords into that basic notes. Yeah. And then from the PYQs, if suppose, as a, for example, let's take the example of the e-governance. So you prepare the basic notes of the e-governance, the initially the definition, secondly the data, then the significance of it. There generally you follow the temporal approach, then the major challenges related to it, and the major way forward, where you add the global best practices and then you add the government steps. But if you go through the PYQ, you will find some of the key new themes. Just in I think 2018 or 2019, they had asked a question on the use value of the information. What exactly is the use value of the information? So it is basically related to the accuracy of the data, okay, or timely availability of the data, reliability of the data. Okay. Then with respect to the accessibility and interoperability of the data. So it is about the user aspect of the information. So that is the new subtopic which you can add it into your notes. Yeah. So like that, it is the consolidation of the notes. Yeah. So now we will ask Pritesh what exactly he did with respect to the consolidation of his notes.
I think so. The aspect of consolidation was the most frustrating thing in my whole preparation journey. I had my notes on every aspect, but they were not consolidated. And so my points were not coming with alignment. Like after political, there should be social angle, there should be economical angle. I was missing these things because my all notes were not consolidated. And when I show those notes to sir, then sir told me that what you did is you made garbage of a golden thing. And literally I was so much frustrated that for 7 to 8 days we were consolidating my notes. I was like, यार क्या बंदा है 4 दिन में मतलब he asked me to buy 8 folders, four for four GS and four for four parts of optional. I was like, क्या यार मेरे को means I am comfortable with my notes. Then what is the issue? And he used to rearrange me those as he told with respect to the syllabus. Like if the first topic is representation of people act, then the first topic should be representation of people act in my notes. In that way, we have consolidated my notes. And because of this consolidation, at that time when I was consolidating, I was like, क्या यार क्या लगाया sir ने? Sir is a lot of frustrating. Means sir is giving frustration to me and as well as sir himself getting frustrated because of my work. I was like, क्या यार? I joined Civilsdaily to write answers and to get evaluated from him. But he was like, notes consolidated karo. Means what is going on? So I did consolidation only because of his peer pressure. But when I was preparing between the 3 months, between prelim to mains, it was very much beneficial for me. For example, if I want to study earthquake in disaster management, then I just need to means I just need to take my folder, open it, and there were lot of segregations in it. Just remove the page of disaster management, and even in that, I just need to look into the syllabus copy that earthquake is at 3 number. Then I just need to pull the third number page from my notes, and then there was all the details related to earthquake. So it was in that much detail, and that is the importance of consolidation. Means the time management, what we said in that 3 months, because of this consolidation, it saves a lot of time. So this is another importance of consolidation aspect.
And the last thing is with respect to the answer writing. So obviously, if you come to me with your answers, you write it for 3 months, or if you write it for 1 year, you incorporate all the suggestions, and after 1 year, you bring to me some answers, and definitely I'll find some issues in it. Yeah, so that's the my job. But basically, just tell me ki, the level of the answers that you wrote into your actual paper. Right? So, for example, you got 278 in your optional, 114 in your GS2. Okay, so to reach that level, so how different was your the first answer that you wrote in November and the actual answers that you wrote into your actual exam? So how much difference was there, and what took you, or what changes you had to made you have to make that difference apart from the practice?
Actually, sir, answer writing is not about what you know. It is about what is asked. And what mistake I was making is I used to write what I know. And the primary reason was I did not have my notes consolidated. So what I used to do, whatever thing coming in my mind, I used to write it on the paper. So that was the first mistake, which you rectified rightly. And after that, I started means I started focusing on demand, that what UPSC is asking. So this was the second thing. And third thing is about structuring my answer. I think so. I could not structure my answers in proper manner. Otherwise, I could have also scored more than 400 marks in GS. So again, I think so. This was my mistake, and only because of this mistake, I need to reappear in this examination to become an IAS officer. So my humble request to all of you is consolidate your notes and practice accordingly. And
Next, it's with
also, sir, you
Mhm.
told me that what was the difference between the answer which I wrote in November 2022, and the mains which I gave. So there was a drastic difference. The difference was that I used to write as per the demand of question, and also I was able to complete my paper before 3 to 4 minutes. And even in mains, I was sitting on first desk, and although I was very much relaxed that there is no issue, I am going to complete paper on time because I did that much answer writing practice. So that is the importance of answer writing.
Okay. And the next thing is, if it is basically with respect to the mindset. because this period of the August, September, October, November is a very dull period because the majority of the students they don't have the exam pressure, you can say. Because secondly, this period is then when specifically when the winters will start. There is very less motivation because the exam is on next year. So very less motivation to study, but you used to sit for continuously for 4 hours. Okay. So what exactly was your mindset? Because to put in around 10 to 11 hours continuously even during this period.
Sir, for me, means I never made this exam larger than my life, but I thought that if I am giving this attempt, then I should give it honestly. So this was the first thing. And second thing was I got mentor like you who used to come into the classroom and used to say that what I am doing. If I was scrolling reels on my mobile, then you just told me that don't do this. And I still remember, sir, there was one girl, means it was my second day in Civilsdaily, and there was one girl, she entered and she was saying you something and then she leave the classroom. You told me that she is not much serious, so I am also not pushing her hard. So it depends on you. If you are preparing seriously, then I will push you hard. So sir was also, means sir was also an inspiration for me. And if I wrote two or three good answers in a day, then sir was like, okay, let's go, मैं आज तुझे कॉफी का पार्टी देता हूँ. So we have a lot of coffees together, and I also used to feel very good that acha, I am getting coffee, means I will also find my name into the holy PDF, and I could find my name into the holy PDF. So that's it.
Okay. So last a bit specific one. So you have already told about the at least the aspirants need to cover GS 2, 3, 4 and 70 to 80% of their optional before November end. Yeah, so if we can go in bit more specific, subject specific.
Yes.
So how should they start this? Specifically, you can start with either ethics or GS2 may polity or GS2 may governance and all. So if you can provide the specific chronology in which they can cover the subjects in these next 4 months.
I think so, sir. Your day should divide it into two slots. Like half slot should be for optional, and you should plan accordingly. What is your optional, and you should have a blueprint that how you are going to finish it at the end of November. And for GS, I think you should focus on governance aspect first of all, because you can complete it within a span of 6 or 7 days. Even if you took 10 days, it's very okay because governance is going to frame your base, your infrastructure, your basic for ethics as well as for quality as well as GS3 part 1. So after completing governance, you can move to ethics. Okay. And you should cover it within a span of 8 or 10 days. And after ethics, then you can move to GS2. And here you should focus, means you should focus on certain parameters like what they are asking. There is a component like comparing of Indian constitution with the rest of the world. So it is coming each year alternatively. So you can put that topic up in the span of in the span between prelims and mains. Then there are certain topics like institutions, constitutional bodies as well as statutory bodies. So again, you are going to read them during prelim, so you can skip that part. However, there are certain parts like legislative, executive, judiciary. You should complete those, and for that also one source strategy you can use. Not only single daily notes, but any toppers notes or any notes in the market means which are present in the market and which you are feeling comfortable. You should follow them. This is about GS2, and for GS3 again, there are subjects like disaster management. Then the disaster management is also there in GS1. It is also there in GS3. So if we calculate the whole weightage of that subject, then it is approximately of 50 marks. So you should do that thing very well. And in that, after completing disaster management, you can focus on internal security. On internal security, on cyber security, they will ask you one question definitely. So you should make your notes accordingly. After cyber security, and completing internal security, you can focus on basic economy again, which is going to means which is going to what we say again, which is going to collaborate or which is going to compound with your prelim syllabus. So you can compare that thing, and the both preparation should go hand in hand. In that way, you are going to complete your whole syllabus. and keep certain things in mind, that even if you are not able to complete the whole syllabus, but if you tried from the bottom of your heart in these 3 months, and you could only follow 50 to 60% of syllabus, believe me, in the span of 3 months between prelim to mains, you are going to clear the mains with flying color. Not only completing the syllabus, but going to clear the mains. So that is the strategy, sir.
Okay. And next is with respect to integrating prelims with the mains. So the strategy till now we discussed is majorly about the mains, with respect to the notes making or with respect to the answer writing. But how, because in the first two attempts you also were not able to clear the prelims.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you integrate the prelims aspect into this time of the preparation?
I think so, sir. For my first three attempts, I was preparing only for prelims, and I could know about mains only when I clear prelims. And that was the mistake which I made, because there are also a lot of friends of mine which are into the service, and they it was their third attempt or fourth attempt when they cleared their prelims first time, but they could get rank. Even Ishita madam had rank 1. So what they were doing is they were utilizing the time very efficiently. And what is the meaning of utilization is, between the within these 3 months, you should consolidate your notes, you should write answers, and you should try to complete the syllabus as much as you can. So this is the brief outline, sir, means what one should do.
Yes. So basically the chronology is going to be you just pick the subjects in the order suggested by Pritesh. Okay, you first pick your resources. It should not be more than two resources. One should be the standard book. Second is the any toppers
Yes, sir.
notes. Okay. Third thing, once you are referring those notes, from that you prepare your own notes. After preparing the notes for every topic, the fourth step is you go through the PYQs that have been asked from that topic. You attempt one or two PYQs. You get it evaluated by your mentor along with your notes. Okay. Then you do the value addition from the topper's answers, and then you move on to the next topic. With this chronology, you have to cover each and every topic. Yeah. See, go for the micromanagement. Don't go for the macromanagement. Yeah, I will pick polity. I will read Lakshmikant. Then this is my mains resource. Then I will read that mains resource. Then I will write answers. No. Here you go for the micromanagement. You pick the topic. If you pick, suppose interstate relations, you first cover the entire interstate relations chapter from the Lakshmikant. Okay, these interstate relations. Okay, then you go through the notes. Here these Civilsdaily expected notes are there. You can go through it and then you attempt the answers. Okay, more specifically, if you want to know how you should prepare your notes, then is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you should prepare. So this is for the GS1 specifically. So modern history. Yes, so these are the topics that are there in the spectrum. Okay, so while preparing the notes, this is the first chapter of spectrum. So in advent of the Europeans, for every European power, you need to prepare your notes in this order. Chronology and facts on each European power with map. So there may not be a map in the spectrum, but if you get a question with respect to the French role of French in Indian or role of the French East India Company, a role of British East India Company or role of Dutch or Portuguese, you will need the map. Okay, then their major intentions, the reasons for their failures, except for British, everyone else failed. That's it. So your notes will be prepared like this. So these are prepared by the UAP student only. So like this. So modern history, advent of the Europeans. So this is the Portuguese. This is the map where there are the important. This is the Portuguese map where there are the important sites of the Portuguese. So in your answer, you can, if you have this map ready, you can easily incorporate this. This will not only enhance your presentation, but also it will give you extra marks. Okay, this is with respect to the chronology. Okay, then their major intentions. These are their major intentions and their causes for decline. And the overall their contribution. We are not going to get any question beyond that. This is with respect to Dutch. Chronology, this is the math, causes of decline. French chronology, their major intentions, the Anglo-French rivalry, their causes for the decline and significance. So if you have the notes in this kind, the spectrum is more than 800 pages, but these notes are only 160 pages for the entire modern history. Okay, then India on the you are British. So you have to classify your points in this manner. Consolidation of the British power, separate notes for each war. You have to prepare the notes under these headings. It will not only ensure your conceptual clarity, but it will also provide you with the ready-made content. Again, you will have the ready-made answers because questions will be asked only on these. Yes, similarly with respect to the geography. So for every topic, you first need to have this blueprint of the important topics and subtopics. And you need to see for geography also, you can prepare your notes in this line. So this is the groundwater. This is overall data, the overall issues, the impact, okay, then the government measures. Okay, so these are the government policies. This is the way forward. That's it. You don't need anything else. Here, if it's possible, you prepare your ready-made conclusion also. This is with respect to the surface water, same approach. This is river interlinking. This is the map of river interlinking. This is renewable energy overall data. Okay, so renewable energy, this is the solar energy. So this is your introduction. Okay, this is your conclusion. And this is your entire content. The overall challenges, way forward, present status. Okay, on the same lines, you have to prepare the notes on each and every theme. Okay, this theme will be prepared. So this is with respect to the society. Okay, and this is your schedule. Okay, similarly for GS2 also you will have the similar framework. Okay. So first you need to understand the demand of the exam. So demand of the exam can be understood from the UPSC PYQs. Okay, based upon that you prepare your themes for every topic. Once you prepare the themes, you follow the strategy suggested by Pritesh, where you will prepare your notes and you will consolidate your notes. Then the next step is the answer writing.
And sure, I would like to add a certain points like integrated preparation has become the need of our because prelims is the most dynamic stage nowadays. And also during my third prelims, I could recall that there was a question on SHG program. So you are never going to read it in Lakshmikant or Spectre. These things you are going to specifically cover for your mains preparation. So that is why the integrated preparation has become the need of our. And also this year there was a question about solar energy. There is intermittency problem in solar energy, and as a solution to that means whenever you are going to prepare for mains in solar energy topic, you are going to read that there is a problem of intermittency, and as a solution to that, there is a method like to store for the storage of that for the storage of that solar energy. There is a method called as hydro pump or something like that. And this was the question which was asked in this year's prelims examination. So for that, integrated preparation has become the need of time. And also, what integrated preparation means, those things which have similar content or which can be used for prelims preparation, you should read them from the mains perspective. Like in modern history, if you are reading moderates as well as extremists, then you should uh, highlight or you should mug up certain quote which is which will highlight the importance of moderates or extremists in India's history. Are you getting my point? What I want to convey? So this is the message. So for prelims, you will be focusing on facts, but for mains, you can see if there is any quote which can be used for interconnection, then what were its causes, how you are going to answer if they ask differentiate between moderates and extremists, think in that way. This is what integrated preparation means.
Yes. So now we will take few questions.
Sir.
So those who have the questions, please raise your hand, turn on your camera, and then you can ask your question. Yes, please raise your hand. Okay, one question is that with respect to your revision strategy.
Yes, sir. So for me, for revision, first of all, in these 3 months, consolidate your notes. Read them again and again, so that you should know that on which page number, which word is there in your notes. Read them in that way, write answers, get them evaluated. And between the span of these 3 months, revise these three notes along with value addition. And that value addition means addition of examples. You have to just do these things, nothing else. That's it.
So that's why we have specifically taken this webinar for the 4 months. So this webinar is specifically for the month of August, September, October, and November. So you still get 2 months, December and January. So in December and January, you have to give 50 days for 15 days for each paper. So GS1 you revise in 15 days, GS2 15, GS3 in about 20 days because it is vast, and ethics you can easily finish it in 10 days.
Yes.
So you revise it in these 4 months, and then you attempt one paper each. And in November and December, on every Sunday, you attempt one essay test.
Yes, sir.
That will be sufficient amount of practice just before your prelims. And same with your optional. You revise your paper one in November and paper two in December and attempt two tests. Yes, yes, Vaishnavi has raised the hand. Just please ask your questions. Unmute yourself and ask your questions. As a beginner, I'm committed to preparing for UPSC exam and aiming to crack it. I'm unsure if I have enough time to cover everything thoroughly.
I think so. I have answered this in the webinar that you are not going to complete. Remember one thing, planning is bound to fail. But the first thing is planning will ensure only your name into the holy PDF. So first of all, think pragmatically that how much you can cover. Even if you plan that I am going to cover GS2 and GS4 and only internal security and disaster management wala part of GS3, then even that much is enough for you. But the first thing is you need to plan. Okay, so planning will be the first stage. Then second will be implementation. Means I would like to give example of a cricket match. If you are chasing 300 target, then in first 10 overs of power play, you need to score 60 or 70 runs. Then from 11 to 40 hours, what your task is or what the task of middle order is to save wickets and maintain the run rate. And in last 10 overs, the finisher will come and he will finishes the thing. So this is how your preparation will go on. When you will plan, you should complete your things as much as you can. This phase of August to November, these are middle overs. So you should try to be consistent. Means you should be close to the run rate of the target which you are chase. Okay, so you should be close enough. And if you have wickets in hand, if you have energy, and if you know how the pitch performs, what UPSC want after doing PYQ analysis, you can easily do these things in these 3 months. So that is the strategy.
And what about the current affairs? How do you integrate the current affairs into your static or into your overall preparation?
I think so, sir. Preparation of current affair is a subjective thing. But for me, what I feel is, suppose now there is a news about electoral bond. And if one is reading this in newspaper, then he will not understand what is electoral bond. So for that, he should read GS2 means static notes. And if when he will read those GS2 static notes, she will realize that what is mean by electoral bond, what exactly were the issues and what were the solutions. And when he or she will aware about that, then he or she will get insights from the newspaper. And after reading those, then they can understand that what are the important things and what they should write from newspaper or what they should take. If they start reading it from day one, I am damn sure that only electoral bond or only one specific article will consume your one day. So I feel, sir, that newspaper is mandatory, but we should read it within the span of 40 or 45 minutes and try to understand the things. Even if there is any important article coming in, then we should link it with static and read it along with static. It will enhance our understanding and also save our time.
Okay. So basically, whatever current affairs you are reading, you need to first of all you need to link it with the topic of the syllabus. So just say, for example, let's take the same example of the electoral bond. So once you read the electoral bond, you should immediately know that it is related to the elections part. Okay, so once you understand it, okay, then you go through the details of the electoral bond judgment, why Supreme Court invalidated it. Yes, what are, and then when you will go through the editorial related to it, you will understand the positives and the negatives of it. Okay, so you just prepare it under the dimensions, you just add it into your notes related to the elections chapter. That's how you cover or integrate your current affairs with the static. Okay. Yes. Mitesh, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir. Means how it will help a UAP with the optional?
So in UAP, we don't have the optional included, but we generally
Acha.
try to provide you the mentor with the same optional. Okay.
Okay.
If we have the mentor available.
Because
Okay.
means I already gave my six attempt and I'm belonging from the OBC. So I
Mhm.
have three more attempts, but I'm planning for only one attempt only. So
Okay.
this is my seventh attempt. And I'm
Okay.
not able to clear prelim. Means I'm good with the mains, but I'm always
Mhm.
facing hurdle with the prelim.
Okay. So it see, it all depends upon then. First of all, as you have already given the sixth attempt, your biggest enemy is the, you can say, the saturation. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
because you won't be feeling the same enthusiasm to read the same Lakshmikant again and again, and you will be
Hmm.
overlooking the minor details.
Yes.
Okay, so that will be your biggest enemy. It's not about the content, it will be about the saturation. Okay, so you have to let go of that. For that, you need to change your study strategy. Okay, so what,
Okay.
like I suggested, you need to go for the micromanagement. Don't simply read the Lakshmikant, pick the themes from the Lakshmikant, study prelims means from it, and then move on to the next chapter. Okay,
Okay. Means
prepare your notes.
will it help means UAP for this year? Because
That's
I
up
don't
to
want to.
you. You
Uh,
uh, from the browser, you will get to know the components of the program. If you feel it will help you, then definitely you can join. If you feel you know it won't help me, then you can't. It's
okay, sir.
entirely up to you and your sincerity.
Oh,
I
okay.
I think so, sir. For prelims, what worked for me is I had solved more than 150 tests. Even sir is aware about that thing.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think so for prelims, you should be MCQ ready. Like for me, I was focusing on answer writing and consolidation of notes. So for prelims, you should be MCQ ready. Whatever the MCQ come, you should not get feared. And for that, you should prepare a strategy that like solving 100 plus papers. This will help you to clear the prelims. And about UAP again, it is a subjective thing.
Yes.
Okay, okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
one question is that preparing multidimensional notes for GS means topics takes time because we need to Google multiple things to prepare one topic comprehensively. This mismanages the whole day's targets. No, you first need to prepare the list of the subtopics from that particular theme. Once you prepare the list of the subtopics, then you will simply referring one standard book, which will be either Smash Means Expector Notes or the Topper's Answers. And you will get your entire content or the entire basic content related to that theme in that single source. Okay, you won't be doing the value addition in the first iteration itself. Later on, when you will be reading the Topper's Answers, whatever key points you are getting, you will be keep on adding into it. That is the notes consolidation. Okay, so first notes and the consolidation both are different.
And also, sir, one important thing, when you are Google means when you are doing Google or when you are making notes on particular topic, then remember that UPSC is going to ask the question only for 10 marks or 15 marks. So on a particular topic, say electoral bond, as we were discussing, you should make notes only for 4 pages. And that fourth page is also, it will also work as buffer because at max you are going to read only 3 pages. So consolidate your notes in that way and make your notes only in that way. Means don't do like on electoral bonds you have 10 pages notes, and on good governance you have only 2 pages notes. Then this is also a failed strategy. What a good strategy is, you should have 4 pages notes maximum for a particular topic.
Yes. So there is a simple framework that I'll give you for the notes making. You prepare your introduction. So that can be the definition or the recent news related to it first. After that, if there is some historical evolution, you prepare the chronology of it. For example, for the topics like Naxalism and all, you will be needing to prepare the chronology of it. Third thing, you gather the data and examples related to it. The fourth, you come to the analysis part of it, the positive side of it, or the challenges and limitations of it. Under each of them, you prepare 7 to 8 points each. Then the next will be the government steps. So what steps government has taken, and the last will be the way forward, where you will be simply adding the committee recommendations, state level best practices, or the global best practices. That's it. So that's your simple framework for the notes making. For any subtopic, your note should never be more than 1 page. Yeah. Then one more question was, sir, how did you manage your time? Like I said, he used to study for 12 hours during these months only. He used to continuously sit for 4 hours in a stretch. And then he used to take 15 to 20 minutes of the break and the next session. To get that level of the dedication he had. Is it okay after prelims only to write test series for evaluation till December, only rely on PYQs and old test series of the toppers? Yes, definitely. Sir, I started preparation this month. Is time sufficient to prepare for 2025? Yes. With right strategy, definitely. Yes, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, so my question is how to set targets and what are the things to be kept in mind?
Sorry?
How to set targets, daily targets, monthly targets, and what are the things to be kept in mind while preparing the targets?
How to set the targets? Okay. So see, the broader targets will be by November end. You have to prepare your optional. Because at least the three parts of your optional. Paper 1, part 1, paper 2, part 1, and one part of the paper 2. Okay, at least three parts of your optional. And ethics, entire GS2. Yeah, and in GS2, when you do the social justice, along with it, you finish the society part of the GS1, and at least the agriculture part of the GS3. Because you get around 10 to 12 questions from the economy itself. 10 questions. And out of 10, you get 6 to 7 questions from the agriculture related section. Again, that is very vast. So at least this much target you should keep. Okay, so that is your broad level target. Then you keep your weekly targets. In your weekly targets, there should be some GS and some optional. Okay, every Sunday you try to attempt one test, either a mini test or the full length test.
And also
Yeah.
one small suggestion from my side, while planning, don't make plan like a perfect picture that I will wake up on 7 and till 11 I will study. Don't make means plan pragmatically that I can study for 8 hours, 9 hours. You know yourself very well. So like I used to sit for long hours. So that might not be your strength. So work as per your SWOT analysis. Do your SWOT analysis and work as per your strength. This is first thing. And what second thing which I used to do is I used to plan a month. For me, the month was not of 30 days, but it was only of 25 days. So I used to plan for 25 days, and in last 5 days the things which I was not able to complete I used to cover in those 5 days. This is how I used to complete the targets. And even sir and I have decided that we will finish our optional, but we couldn't. And I need to again drag in those 3 months. So again, I also told previously that planning is bound to fail, but it doesn't mean that you should plan. If you want to go at any place, then you need its map, which is plan. So for that, you should plan.
Yes. Then next.
Okay. Okay.
Congratulations first, sir.
So,
Sir, actually, I've joined a coaching, and for answer writing, when I asked them, it's been like 1 month only. So they suggested me to start my answer writing just first from cheating from Google and from other kind of sources. So I don't find it valid. Like if you want to start a answer writing, so I have a like I asked them why I have to cheat, why I can't use my content, and even if my notes are not prepared, what I should do. So they just suggested me, no, you should start copying from Google, and like this you are going to start initiate something. But sir, is it okay that we actually copy something from Google and write in our answer writing? I'm just like very much confused with this topic, because 40% of student in my coaching are doing this only. They are just copying it from Google, and they are just giving the answer to get it evaluated. And I don't think why find it a very like good option or valid, so that's why I'm against it. But today only they just said me, no, you have to copy, you have to copy. How you are going to learn? You have to copy. So is it right?
from my opinion, Rome was not built in a day, and they might be telling you this for the purpose of structuring. If today they ask you to write any answer on representation of people's act, then you have not read that act. So how you are going to answer that thing? So what important is, they will give you, they will put a question and will ask you to write. So when you will do that thing, when you will copy paste it from the book, there will one thing will certainly happen. While writing it, you need to go through whole notes, and after reading those whole notes, you are going to answer the demand of the question. Okay, so you are also reading the topic. This is first thing, and second thing is you are structuring the answer as per the demand. So these are two win-win. Means these are two factors which will help you. And once you have content and you read all the notes, then after that you can start writing the test without copying or writing closed book test, not following the open book test strategy. But until and unless you are not covering whole syllabus, I think so this is the strategy, and even I support this strategy in my personal opinion. I think sir might have different opinion, but in my opinion, one should follow this strategy. It improves structure as well as demand address.
So see, the simple thing is, in any of the answer there are four components. Yeah, obviously the first and the most important is the content. But apart from the content, the three other things that make the difference is first the demand understanding, second is the structuring, and third is the presentation. So out of these three, the three are static. The demand understanding, if you understand the meaning of the directive, you will be able to understand the demand. Once you understand the demand, you will understand the structuring of it. And once you understand the structuring, you will be able to improve your presentation. So if you have sorted out these three things, so these three things require 1 month of daily answer writing. So if you do daily answer writing for 1 month, daily two answers 1 month, this issue will be solved. During this time, if you face the content issue, then definitely you can take the help of the Google. But don't start your answer by keeping the Google in front of you. First, try to attempt it in your own way. If you get stuck somewhere, then take the help of Google. After 1 month, once you're done with 60 answers, then you have to stop using the book or using the Google. Yeah, because by that time you will have the clear idea with respect to demand, structure, presentation. And it will be only the issue of content. So even if you are not able to recall the things, try to recall it and try to write it. And only after writing your answer, then check it from the Google, or then check it from the Toposcopy or from your standard book, and whatever points you have missed, you add it into the margins of your answer. Yes, that's the best way to learn answer writing.
I agree with you, sir.
Okay. Yes. Next. Please unmute yourself and ask the questions.
So may I?
Yes.
Well, thank you, sir. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Pritesh sir for his wonderful achievement and thank him for his wonderful insights, and also to Civilsdaily IS for this webinar. So my present situation is like I am presently associated with a coaching institute, and I'm targeting for 2025. And the coaching institute has planned to complete the syllabus of GS as well as optional by Feb 2025. Okay, so presently I am more into a state of anxiety whether I'll be able to upskill myself as per the demand of this exam. Like if we'll talk about history, so history has a comprehensive demand in its answers. You need to know the social, economic, political horizon of anything, right? In case of geography, questions are straightforward. If we'll talk about polity, so polity demands and what you like, what you understand and how it reflects in the broader context, any be it any act or any article, and building that skill to reflect it in your answer takes time. So presently I'm juggling with multiple subjects as well, so I'm afraid if I'll be able to clear 2025. Do I have sufficient time? Please guide me, sir.
Yes, definitely. So see, for 2025, you still have the sufficient amount of time. Only you need to strategize it properly. Yeah, I always suggest you don't prepare your plan according to any test series or the schedule of the any coaching lectures. Okay, you prepare your plan and accordingly manage your tests and manage your lectures. Okay, so as per your plan, if you have to do some subject prior to the coaching lecture, you finish that subject, then you can watch that lecture with 1.5 speed, and whatever extra points that you are getting from there, you can add it into your notes. Okay, so it's the first thing is you prepare your plan, you stick with your plan, and whatever extra help you are getting, okay, you manage that according to your plan. Don't make your plan according to others. Okay, those plans were not prepared with respect to the 2025 or the with respect to UPSC. Those plans were prepared as per the convenience of the institute. Okay, so you need to have your own plan and you have to manage those help accordingly. Again, there it's absolutely fine. It's not necessary you have to attend all the lectures. Because some of the subjects are very easy. You can do it on your own. Okay, if you are able to do that particular subject on your own, if you can prepare your notes, then you can skip the lectures for it. Okay, but if you wait till February end, you will get hardly 3 months for your prelims and you won't get any time to consolidate your notes and to do the sufficient answer writing practice. Okay? Yes.
Sir, I have a question regarding the optional preparation. In these 3 months or 4 months till November, how can I prepare my optional? Like I have enrolled myself in a test series, and I have just read once the entire book of my optional is sociology. I have just read once, and I've enrolled myself in the test series, but I don't have the content. And regarding GS also, I have a question. If I like, as you said earlier, that to prepare a topic, be it interstate relations, prepare that topic, then I have to read, like I have to read it from this standard book Lakshmikant. After that I have to just go through the PYQ uh, of it that what questions have been asked in the mains and the prelims, and then I have to go to the topper's copy, right? And then only, like, how, sir? I don't understand, kindly guide me on this.
First, you read it from the Lakshmikant, all the chapter
Okay.
related to these interstate relations. Okay.
Mm.
After that, you read its means related part. Okay, so whatever resources you are following, suppose you are following the Civilsdaily expected notes. So we have compiled the entire interstate relations into one single chapter, federalism. Once you do it from the Lakshmikant, you do it from the that expected notes. Once you do it from there, you will have the sufficient content ready. Then you go through the PYQs. If you are able to, suppose there are 10 PYQs. Okay, you prepare the structure in your mind for the 10 PYQs. Then you
Mm.
pick any two questions, one which you feel the easiest one and one which you feel is the most difficult one. And you attempt those two PYQs. Okay, that's it.
Mm.
And after that, you can read from the toppers answers related to the federalism.
Also, one can do one thing is put question, means take question from topper's copy and write it. And after writing, compare it with topper's answer. And if it is matching at 50 or 60 percentage, means if it is matching 50 to 60 percentage, I am damn sure you are going to clear examination. Just try and bring that stage so that you are matching your content with topper's answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
sir, the
same
regarding that
strategy
optional.
you can follow for the optional. Okay, it's absolutely fine if you are not able to attempt the test series papers. Okay, at least what you do, you prepare your notes. Take any one of the notes. Okay, for sociology, you have Animesh. Animesh has already uploaded his notes. Okay, so you can refer his notes, you prepare your theme specific notes. Do the same with the PYQs. Okay, or what you can do, you can download the topper's answers. You can attend the same question from that topic and you can cross check it with the topper's notes. Again, once you are done with your optional by November end, you have December and January. So in December and January, you revise your 4 parts of the optional and you attempt 4 sectional tests.
I think so. Making notes for optional is a very easy task as compared to GS, because in optional things are going to remain static for a long period of time, but in GS they are changing with respect to time. So in optional it's a one-time exercise. Just put your time, put your efforts, and consolidate your notes. That's it, and then start mugging up. More you will mug, more you will able to retain, and more will be the retention, more will be the writing in the exam, and more the writing, you will get more marks. That's it. That's the funda.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Yes, next. Abhinav, you can ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Good
good
evening.
evening.
Sir, I have a very basic doubt. Actually, I am preparing simultaneously UPSC along with my state PCS of Uttar Pradesh. And sometimes, sir, it is very difficult to manage both at the same time. So, sir, can you please guide?
So see, it will depend upon the overlapping of the syllabus first and the schedule of the exam second. So accordingly, you have to plan. So for your state PCS, you can give 2 months for your prelims and 2 months for your optional, for the mains. Yeah, I don't have the idea with respect to the overlapping syllabus or the schedule of the both the exams. But as far as the UPSC is concerned, you need to give at least 3 months before prelims and 3 months between prelims and mains exclusively for the UPSC. Okay. And till now, so from August to November, what you can do, you can manage both simultaneously. Wherein, as far as UPSC is concerned, you can cover your GS2 and GS4 and your entire optional, and the remaining time you can devote to your state PCS. Okay. Yes. Abhishek.
Sir, actually, I just wanted to ask Pritesh, sir, that nowadays students are like joining some institutes who give daily question checking evaluation thing. So, how good is it? Like, should we write 4 or 5 answers daily and get them evaluated?
I think
Uh,
so. It depends on it depends on your level of preparation. If you are beginner, like recently one student asked question, then at that time open book test is also a win-win situation. But if you have attempted exam earlier, is this your case, or you are going to attempt in
Sir, no,
2025?
I have given mains once, but that time, like you, I was not prepared. By luck, I could clear prelims, but then I was not prepared for mains.
So you know means what type of questions UPSC asks. So what I told is what I told earlier in the lecture. Just do those things like consolidate your notes, read the basic things, revise them,
Yes.
write answers. Right now you can write answers, not 5 questions a day, but at least 2, 3. You can try as much as you can. If anyone launches program with 2 answers or 3 answers, then I don't think so that anyone one is going to join it. But
Yeah.
That's why they give heading that 5 questions a day. But I think so 1 or 2 questions is also enough. But what important is you should practice it daily. And as you will start practicing and working hard, you will become master of that thing. Answer
Okay.
writing is also an art. That's it.
Okay. So basically, evaluation is not as important as writing answers is. And if we are like writing it on daily basis, we can skip the evaluation part and just get our answers evaluated in whichever test series we have joined.
Yes, you can do that thing also. And evaluation also plays a crucial role, because even in my first mains, I had completed my whole papers. And in this mains, I also completed my whole papers. But my score improved by 55 marks. What improved was how I used to address the demand and my structure as well as my presentation, and why I could improve those parameters, because I was taking one-to-one mentorship from sir, and sir used to told me that how I should improve my presentation, what is the structure, what is the demand. So for that, the purpose of evaluation is a good thing. But on daily basis, I don't think so that writing 5 answers means it is very difficult task. So it depends on you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, Ishan.
हेलो
Hello.
Yes.
सर, मेरा क्वेश्चन था सर, जैसे कोई भी कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ लेने के बाद जब मैं आंसर राइटिंग करता हूँ ना सर, तो सर रिकॉल नहीं कर पाता। और मेरा जो भी नोट्स है, लगभग सभी नोट्स हर एक सब्जेक्ट पे जैसे 300-500 के आसपास सभी सभी नोट्स है। तो मुझे सर ऐसा नोट्स वही मुझे नोट्स के रिगार्डिंग सर कहना था। जैसे आप सर बोल रहे थे बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो जाता है कंसोलिडेट करना पीआईक्यू का और करंट अफेयर सब। वही मेरे साथ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। तो क्या करना चाहिए सर? जो जो आंसर राइटिंग करूँ तो रिकॉल करूँ, या तो ये कर सकता हूँ कि जो भी सिलेबस में है की पॉइंट जो भी सिलेबस में दिया है उसी पे हर एक पे इंट्रो बॉडी कंक्लूजन बनाऊं फिर से, या सर क्या करूँ सर? आप थोड़ा सा गाइड कर दीजिए।
तो सी मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी फ्रेमवर्क दिया है. आई हैव गिवन यू 6 पॉइंट फ्रेमवर्क फॉर द नोट्स. One is the follow the give the introduction, where you will either add the definition or the recent news. Then you go for its historical evolution, where you will go for the chronology. After that, the third thing is with respect to the data and examples. You compare the data and examples related to it. Fourth is the analysis part, where you will be doing the positive aspects and the negative aspects related to it, or the limitations. Then the fifth one is the government steps taken, where we will highlight the government schemes. And the sixth is way forward. You have to prepare your short notes in this format. And for that, to do that, the simple thing is you limit your points. So for example, if you are compiling data, just put 2 or 3 data only, or 1 or 2 examples. That's it. Okay, for one topic, if you are compiling 10 or 12 data, you are not going to remember even 1 or 2. Okay, with respect to analysis part also, keep your points limited to 6 or 7. Okay, with respect to government schemes, maximum 4 important government schemes. Way forward, maximum 4 to 5 way forwards. That's it. Okay, don't put everything that you are getting from the standard books or from the newspaper or from every other material that you are following into your notes. Okay,
Exactly,
just
sir.
pick the key aspects, just put it into your notes. That's it.
Exactly, sir. Structuring is also important thing for the purpose of consolidation. Means if you have 10 pages notes on one topic and UPSC is going to ask it only for 15 marks, then it is of no use. And on any topic, means even I also elaborated this thing earlier. If you have only one page note and question is on 15 markers, then you will face the content shortage. So that's why the structuring of notes is also important. And one more thing, if you have lot of big notes, then I will suggest you that structure them in intro, body, conclusion format. It will take very less time, and right now you have 3 months. And when you will be structuring those, then just try to recall the answers without seeing. And if you are not able to collect 4 or 5 points, then you should look into the notes and then do copy paste them. In this way, your answer writing practice will also happen, and also you will able to consolidate your notes. because at last what important is you should have all things on your table at one place. If you are not able to have those places, have those things at your desk, then again you will get frustrated between these 3 months, and remaining calm in those 3 months is very important thing.
Yes. Next. Okay. Dev. Yes.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
Yes. Good evening.
सर मेरा प्रीतेश सर से क्वेश्चन था।
Mhm.
सर मैं 2026 के लिए मतलब अभी करने वाला हूँ। तो सर प्री और मेंस के लिए इंटीग्रेटेड नोट्स कैसे बना सकते हैं?
इंटीग्रेटेड इन द सेंस, अभी सर ने आंसर दिया दैट इफ यू आर रीडिंग इंटरस्टेट काउंसिल टॉपिक, सो
यस
प्राइमरी सोर्स क्या है स्टैटिक के लिए, प्रीलिम्स के लिए हम लोग लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ते हैं, सो रीड इट फ्रॉम लक्ष्मीकांत. Okay, so highlight
यस
the important articles like Article 263 is for interstate council, etc. things. Okay, after
यस सर
doing this, read it from your mains material. Okay, after reading it
यस
from
सर
mains material, see UPSC PYQ. After seeing UPSC PYQ, you will understand means you will understand certain structure that how UPSC is asking question. So after learning
यस
from them, you should start making your notes in intro body conclusion format. So write a proper introduction on interstate council. So in introduction you can mention article. Okay, so in body
यस
part your introduction is will remain static because this is a static part. Okay, so in body part
यस
they might ask you about increase in river dispute between states, then what center can do. Also they may ask you about role of judiciary. So on these three parameters you should have 8 or means 7 8 points on each of these, and then after that
यस
for
सर
each you should provide solution, and after that you should conclude the answer. So this is how you are going to make your notes. That's it.
यस सर। सर प्रीलिम्स के लिए कौन कौन सी चीज इंपॉर्टेंट होती है?
I think so for prelims, you should focus on your static because at least 30% or 40% paper is going to come from static syllabus only. You should not make mistakes there. So this is the
यस
first thing. Second thing is
यस
about confidence building. It means you should be able to take
यस
calculative risk. And for calculative risk taking ability, you should solve as much paper as you can. And you should solve one MCQ at one time. And you should not take it on ego. Like this MCQ is from polity and how can I make this MCQ wrong? If you are taking it on ego, then again you are not going to clear exam. So take it as exam, be confident, be calm, and follow the strategy which suits you. That's it.
यस थैंक यू सर।
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Next. Okay, guys, we'll take last 3 questions. Please unmute yourself. Abhinav.
He has asked questions earlier. Okay,
Okay.
okay, you can ask.
If
Hi, sir. Good evening.
good evening.
Sir, I was not able to complete my mains paper. I went for a state PSC paper and I was not able to complete my mains paper because of uh, time constraints. So I have been working on my speed, but still I wanted to know that if there is certain exercises I should do, or should I frame my answer in a way that would take less time, or is it just practice, practice, and practice that would make it a little better?
So see, for this, along with the practice, the second thing that works is the frameworks.
All
Okay, so
right.
you need to have the theme specific frameworks ready. So for example, if you get any question with respect to suppose gender justice or gender or with respect to women or any other vulnerable sections, be
Right.
it tribal, LGBTQ or transgender, your simple framework is the pastel one.
Right.
Okay, so you should have the point ready. So with respect to pastel, you don't. Second thing is under one broader heading, you can provide 2 points. So for example, suppose the question is with respect to gender justice, you are following the uh, pastel approach. So political You give the subheading as political underwrite. Under it, you can write 2 points. Low representation in the parliament. The data is the women representation is stagnant at around 14%. With respect to the local bodies, the phenomena of Pati Panchayat. With respect to economic, you can highlight the female labor force participation. Second, with respect to women representation in the either STEM or the glass ceiling effect in the form of lack of women leadership, okay, or women asset ownership. Okay. Third, with respect to the social aspect, the instrument or the institution of patriarchy. And the second point under it, you can also talk about the dual burden, which is faced by the urban middle class women. Okay, with respect to technological, you have the gender divide. And second aspect, digital literacy. Okay.
Right.
So with
Right.
respect to legal, you can talk about lack of gender neutral laws like the Maternity Benefit Act. Okay.
Right.
Then with respect to the environmental disaster induced migration, which disproportionately affect the women. So like that, you need to have the frameworks ready. Similarly, in ethics, majorly your stakeholder approach works. For example, if you get any of the question related to corporate governance, your simple framework is you identify the stakeholder from corporate governance. It is company, customer, employees, investors, then your government, environment, society. So
Right.
from company perspective, it requires the trust and resilience. From the customer perspective, it requires the quality and the grievance readdressal. From the government perspective, it requires rule compliance. From the investor perspective, it requires the transparency and predictability. From the society perspective, it requires building social capital through CSR. From the environment perspective, it requires triple bottom line of people, profit, planet, or environmental stewardship. So like that, you need to prepare the frameworks ready. Once you prepare the framework, second thing is you need to have 3 to 4 keywords, okay, or the quotes or the diagrams ready for the themes. Just in any question related to poverty, you can draw the uh, circular diagram with respect to the poverty trap. If you get any question with respect to the pressure groups, self-help groups, etc., you need to have your diagram ready with respect to the organizational structure. Okay, if you follow the answers of Smriti Mishra, you will find for every such themes here the diagram. Okay. So in that way, you have to go theme specific. You have to first develop the framework and you need to keep your 2 to 3 points ready for each point. Just for example, let's take corporate example, corporate governance again. So the points that you mark up will be the compassionate capitalism, Gandhi's commerce without morality, then the triple bottom line, okay, then one Uday Kotak committee. So you add these 4 points. Any question on corporate governance, I'm going to put these. With respect to human glass ceiling effect, the quote of Ambedkar, I measure the progress of the society by degree of progress that women have achieved. Like that, you prepare 2 to 3 points. You mug it up. Any question related to that theme, I'm going to put those themes or those keywords. Like that, you need to prepare. That will not only enrich your content, but it will also help you in time management.
Right, sir. So one more confusion that I had was between the subjectivity and objectivity in answering the question. So, should it be in a paragraph manner, or should it be in a more objective manner, just like what you have said right now? Because whenever I write a point, in order to explain that point, it takes around 4 to 5 lines. Then, in order to explain the other point, it takes around 4 to 5 lines, and then it becomes a bit confusing in order to maximize the space and also to fit it in the given time manner.
No, for you need to write it in point format. The length of your point should never cross 3 lines.
Right.
Okay, so for any point, see, there are 3 things. One is your dimension, which is your subheading. The second thing is the elaboration aspect of it. And the third thing is the substantiation aspect of it, which you do using the data or example. So if you ever feel key in this point, if I put all these 3, the length of the point will increase. In such cases, you simply skip the elaboration aspect. You simply put your dimension. You can make your subheading bit self-explanatory, and directly substantiate it using the data or example. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you can skip the elaboration aspect.
Great. Thank you.
Just last two questions. Kirti.
Hello, sir. Sir, I had question related to current affairs. So, what is the role of current affairs in prelims as well as in mains? And if I talk my routine, I started reading Hindu newspaper on daily basis. It's going above 1 hour, and some of my friends have asked me to prepare notes also, but I'm finding difficulty in preparing the static notes as well as the issue which I go and read the editorial. So, sir, what should be the approach?
Okay. So see, like I said, you don't need to prepare the separate notes from the newspaper, because that's not feasible. If you at max, what you can do, you can just gather the data and examples. Beyond that, you can't prepare the notes. Again, second thing, you need to learn to integrate your current affairs with the static. If you get any questions, so for example, we had given the example of the electoral bonds. So you identify the electoral bond topic is related to the elections topic from the GS2. You just prepare the short notes on the electoral bond and you attach it into your elections. That's it. So if you suppose if for the major issue, the for the next 3 to 4 days, new news or the editorials comes up in the newspaper. Yeah, so in the next day, suppose you get some extra information or the editorial that related to electoral bonds itself, you just gather the point, some extra points or the keywords, you add it into your those notes only. That's it. Okay, beyond that, there is no need to compile any notes from the newspaper. Okay, at max, you can compile the data and example. That's it.
Even if you read the newspaper and understand what are the important topics and just add examples from it into your static note, that's enough.
That's
You
more
need
than
not,
sufficient.
yes, you need not to follow, means you need not to follow ball by ball commentary of every editorial. It will just make your notes bulky. That's it.
Yes. See, understand the dynamics, how UPSC dynamics have changed. Okay, the newspaper reading and the note making from the newspaper was the strategy followed by the aspirants before 2017. They needed to do that because of the content crunch that they used to face.
Exactly.
Yeah, there were not many institutes who used to provide the content for the means. But now, if you see, the issue is not of content crunch, it is of the content overload. So, for any topic, you will find the notes of 10 institutes. Okay, so if you just pick any one and everything will be there. So, you just don't need to add the 11th one to it. Rather, you just pick one from those 10 and you make your notes. That's it. Okay, and that's why if you compare a simple thing, I'm telling you, just compare the answers of the toppers of last 2 years. Okay, and the toppers before that. You compare any of the answers of the toppers from 2014, 15, 16. You compare their answers with toppers from 21, 22, 23. You will see the difference. The level of sophistication that has come, the level of precision, or the level of content enrichment in 24, 14, 15, 16, you won't find a single data.
Exactly.
You won't find around 10 or 11 points covered in any single answer. If you read any of the Tina Dabi's answers, they are in the paragraph format. Okay, in 2016 also, if you see the AR1 Nandini answers are not available, but AR2 answers are available. If you see, they are in the paragraph format. In 2017, if you see Anudeep Durushetty or more than in Pratham Kaushik had the marks. So if you see their answers, there was no aspect of the substantiation of the data or example. Okay, obviously some things changed. They started writing in the point format, but still the substantiation aspect was not there. If you see any of the answers from 21, 22, 23, you will find many of the data, or if you see the copies of 23 toppers, for every point they are substantiated using the example. ठीक है, and it would be possible if you start preparing your notes from the newspaper. ठीक है, they will be too bulky, you won't be able to segregate them properly, you won't be able to classify them properly. ठीक है, so simply pick one source. Okay, you can go for the expected notes, you can go for any other notes. And if you came across any of the newspaper article, whatever extra information you are getting, you add it into that only. ठीक है? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.